Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Wanted to get another video out there. It's been a while since I've done that. Really thinking about where I want to take this channel. A lot of times it's just kind of impromptu, what I'm thinking, go ahead, do it from my phone, bring it out. Tonight's going to be a little bit different, and so I'm really excited about this subject. And so as if you follow me on Instagram, 129fitness, all spelled out, TWELVENINE FITNESS at gmail.com. 129fitness, so you can simply search Joshua Rangel. I'm constantly reading books, constantly learning new things, constantly putting thoughts out there. But personal development's been huge in my life, especially over the last 6 years, where I've really taken it to the next level. And I've heard something many years ago where it says change your mindset, change your life. And it really made sense, right? If you can change your thinking, you can change your direction. But I want to share tonight how all this over the last couple of years has really come together, where it's not about just changing your mindset, but the reason why you change your mindset, because it ends up changing your heart. And when you change your heart, you project a different person out there. And so I'm going to be sharing about that. I hope you guys get something from it. I hope it makes sense. But I'm going to start with a story from Brian Tracy. And Brian Tracy shares a story about these two construction workers that are having lunch. And as they open up their lunch boxes, Joe gets upset because his lunch is a sardine sandwich and goes on about how much he hates sardine sandwiches. In turn, Bob offers to share his tuna sandwich with Joe, but Joe insists it's okay, but reiterates that he just can't stand sardine sandwiches. Well, the next day at lunch, as they open their lunch boxes, Joe again gets upset that his lunch is a sardine sandwich. He can't believe it. He hates sardine sandwiches. Third day comes along. Believe it or not, there is a sardine sandwich. By now, Bob has had it and says to Joe, if you hate sardine sandwiches so much, just tell your wife to quit making them and give you something else. To which Joe replies, oh, I'm not married. I make my own lunch every day. And so hopefully you guys get the point of that story, right? So oftentimes we're in the same spot, complaining about the same things, in the same situation we were 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 6 years ago, and wishing things were different, but yet we still wake up with the same mentality. We still wake up and go through the same emotions that are keeping us where we're at. And so eventually you have to learn that something has to change. And when things start to change, everything else starts to change around that. But the question is, well, how do I start that change? And how do I take away these thoughts or these actions that I've been doing for years? Like, it just doesn't happen overnight. And so first thing to realize as we get into this about changing your mindset is that it does not come, it's not what comes in to your mind which is unclean, but what comes out of the heart. And I want you guys to think about that, because a lot of times we're taking things in, right? Which is okay. There's nothing wrong with watching certain TV shows or listening to certain music or hanging out with certain people, but if that's all you're taking in, you have to understand that eventually it's going to change your heart. Proverbs 4:23, one of my favorite proverbs, says, watch over your heart with all diligence, for from it flows a spring of life. Right? And so you have to understand that what is coming in your mind is going to affect your heart, which is going to project something else. So here's some things I want you to think about. What are you letting come in? And that goes into who are you around, right? What people are influencing? Are they holding you back from your dreams and telling you that it's not possible? Or are they encouraging you? What are you watching? Are you spending hours of watching crap TV every single night that really doesn't do anything for your future except give you these false lies of what life is like? Are you listening to music that's upbeat, inspirational, positive? Or are you listening to music that's down, criticizing the world and politics and whatever else it may go, right? Are you focused if it's on your health, right? Are you focused on that next new restaurant that opened up in town, that new meal that you just saw posted? Or are you focused on actually getting to the gym and on your goals? These are two mindset shifts, right? One mind's over here, one mind's over here. And you have to understand that wherever that is getting you in the direction that you may or may not want to go. Are you focused more on hitting that next position at your job? Or are you more focused on who you have to become to get that position? There's a big difference. I've seen a lot of people. I used to be staffing and recruiting, and I worked with a lot of companies in the area, and I saw a lot of employees do everything it took to get that next position. And when they got that next position, they were just as miserable as they were before they got that promotion. And I saw other people work harder on themselves, and as they worked hard on themselves, they became more valuable. As they become more valuable, they got the position. It was no longer more about them getting the position as it was who they became to get that position. So again, two mindsets, two different results. So you got to ask yourself, right, what are you setting your mind things on? And to continue about this, like, what are you allowing in your mind? How do you change your mindset? Here are some other things that you could be thinking about, right? If your goal is to make some extra money this month, right? I have some bills to pay. I need to make some extra money. So I'm going to put plan A, B, and C together. And if I do that, I know I'll have the extra money. Are you focused on that plan? Are you focused on the kids that are wearing you out on a daily basis? So if you're constantly focused on what's going to get you out of the position you are, but then your kid wakes up in a bad mood and that ruins your whole day, your mindset is weak, right? That mindset has kept you from what's going to get you further along in life, while you allow your kid who's having a bad day ruin everything else because you can't get over the fact that your kid's having a bad morning. That's what kids do. Or that employee or that car that cuts you off or whatever it is, right? Are you staying focused here with your mind, or your mind shifting over here the minute something goes wrong? If you say you want to have more time because you're working too much at your work, right? Are you working 50, 60 hours a week? Are you focused on ways of creating more time away from your work with your family? Or are you so mad that you're not getting more time that you can't even think about how to have a solution for that? Two different ways of mind think, right? Most people get stuck over here wishing things were better instead of changing their mindset and thinking, how can I get better? Right? Are you trying to get something so you don't have to worry about bills again? So a lot of times I work with people who join my business and join our team to make some extra financial income. They said the extra $500 a month would keep people out of debt. So they said, so are you so focused on, again, the solution of working a plan to help you stay out of debt? Or are you so mad that you're in debt, that you worry so much and anxiety kicks in that you can't get your mind over here to get better? So you got to understand the powerful mindset that you have. So if you're over here angry, right, not thinking about solutions, guess what happens when you're angry and anxiety and things pop into your life? It starts penetrating on who you are, the lies, and then you project out whatever it is. Example, you're so focused on your kid having a rough day that you can't get over that matter. It starts impacting your heart. And then when you come into the conversation with someone at work early that morning, they say something very simple and you get set off. You project who you are from your heart because you allow this every single morning to knock you down. So I hope you can see the differences in like just two ways of thinking. And those are just a few examples as many out there. If you can make the switch from a negative to a positive, you can have almost anything you want in life. You just can. You can become more of a person. You can influence more people. You become more attractive. You become more valuable to the workplace. You become more valuable to those around you. So how do you do that? And it starts with simple disciplines. Jocko Willink has a book called Discipline Equals Freedom. One of the simplest books I ever read, and it's really, I'm going to paraphrase, but it's basically what you want to work out in the morning, then get up. Set your alarm clock earlier. It's nothing life-changing, right? And it just blows me away that it doesn't take much to change the direction of your future. Maybe it is waking up 15 minutes earlier. Maybe it's turning the radio off in the car. Maybe listening to an audio book. Maybe it's instead of watching TV for 2 hours when you get home, maybe you put 30 minutes to read a book and spend the other hour playing with your kids, and then maybe another 30 minutes just in quietness and thankfulness before you go to bed. Maybe it's stop eating out 4 times a week, right? Maybe it's like, my spouse always wants to eat out. Maybe you take the stand, change your thinking, and say, hey, I'm going to cook dinner, and maybe you just cut back twice a week. These changes in your life don't have to be massive at the beginning. None of this is easy, and none of it's going to happen overnight, because remember, you've been probably thinking one way for many, many years. And just like your health, if you've eaten like crap for the last 30 years of your life, don't expect that your life's going to change dramatically in 2 months by some simple changes. Your body's going to adjust. You've done so much damage. Your mind is the same way. The beautiful part about this is it's going to change if you take the steps and the disciplines needed to start making those changes go, right? So, but if you do nothing, you're always going to be stuck in the same place. I tell you, I've been doing this business for 6 years now. And I started working with people to help them get healthy 6 years ago. And every single year, in January, February, they reach out to me and say, I'm ready to get started again. I'm ready to get started again. And I teach real basic things, right? 4 basic things that anybody can do. It's the simplest things in life. And so when people tell me it's too hard, the question is, what other areas of your life are you not able to change that's keeping you stuck where you're at? Remember, how you do anything is how you do everything. And so once you do that and start changing the way you think, your heart will transform with your thinking. So watch over your heart, for from it flows the spring of life. It's not what comes into the man, but what comes out. So you got to be careful, right? Everything is able, right? There's nothing that's saying don't do this and don't do that, but you have to be smart enough and realize that whatever you're allowing in is impacting your heart. I hear all the time, I listen to this music all the time, Josh. It doesn't matter. Yes, it does, because you're still complaining and you're still arguing and you're still a negative person all the time. What if you change that music you're listening to and listen to more positive music, what would happen, right? You're hanging out. Hey, that's who I am. These are my friends. I can't let my friends down. Your friends don't care about your future. What if you change your influences and found people where you want to get to and you start hanging around them? I promise you, you are naturally going to start thinking like they do. You're going to be the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. So you have to make that mindset shift that, yeah, you still love these friends over here, but it doesn't have to be the main people you hang out with. Change your influence, and it's going to change your life as well. So here's the cool thing about this. Since I've been reading books, there's 4 basic things that people that are successful that tend to be a common theme. Here it is. They get up earlier than anybody else, right? I'm not waking up at 4 o'clock. It's not waking up at 3:30 in the morning. It's just waking up earlier. Are you waking up at the very last minute that gives you enough time to roll out of bed, get ready, and go to work? So you're rushing out? What if you just got up 30 minutes earlier? It's not hard to do. Set your alarm clock. You're going to be just fine, right? Don't think you're so different that you can't handle 30 minutes of getting up. It's a simple solution. Maybe it's just 10 minutes at first. 10 minutes earlier to listen to something or read something that puts you on the right path. It's not hard to do. It's just a decision, right? Going back to a discipline. The second thing they do is read books. It blows me away how many people, after they graduate high school, if they read books in high school, stop reading books. They say, I forgot the statistic I read a long time ago, but it was something like 12 to 20 books a year in the industry that you're in. If you do that for X amount of years, you become an expert. It wasn't a very long time, but the truth of the matter is not anyone's reading books. No one's working harder on themselves. They get into a career and they get in this rut and they stay the same. They're not willing to change. If you're not willing to grow, don't expect things to grow for you, right? Wake up early, read books, spend some time in thought and journaling. All right, these successful people, that's what they do. They sit there in quietness. They give some thanks, right? That's the 4th thing. Be grateful. So the 4 things: wake up early, right? Wake up earlier than you're doing right now. Find some extra time in the day to achieve some things that you want to do. That's going to give you these freedoms that you want. Spend some time reading some books that you haven't read in a while. Take the dust off those books on your bookshelves. Get audiobooks. Do something. Start changing the mindset. Start allowing things that come in that are positive to change that heart. Take some time and think about your day. Journal about your day. What went well? What went wrong? How can you fix some of the solutions? How can you come up with some solutions that handled some of the problems that you came across? How can you have conversations? What conversations do you have? Just spend some time in thinking about that stuff. And then be grateful. We all have things to be grateful and thankful for. And if you're not sitting down on a daily basis, whether it's through prayer or meditation, writing it out and just saying, dude, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for my kids. I'm thankful for my wife. What's going to happen is the negative thoughts are going to start creeping in. Negative thoughts are going to start creeping in, and you're going to start believing these lies. If you don't believe in Christ, right, just believe there's something evil out there opposite of that, trying to destroy the great things that you were created to be. You have to understand that you were created with a purpose, and there's negativeness out there that wants to keep you from becoming that. And how does that start? With lies, right? The power of the mind, lies, limited beliefs, things that you don't believe about yourself, things that you're telling yourself that you're not good enough, you don't have what it takes, you don't have the words. And when you start doing that and you start listening to those lies, it's going to become who you are, and you're not going to have the confidence. You're going to be too afraid to take the next step that you need to take, right? So be grateful, be thankful, find those things, fight those lies. Tell yourself you do have what it takes. I used to be this thing on words affirmation. I used to read like, do words of affirmation. I thought that's kind of just like weird out there. That's not who I am. But the truth of the matter is, I started writing down, I have a list of words of affirmation, right? About 20 of them, things that I fight daily lies, right? I am a leader. I am a good husband. I do have what it takes to parent my 3 kids. And I tell myself that almost on a daily basis. And as I do that, you start believing that. You start having the confidence that comes with that. But it starts with the mind and then transforms the heart, right? And here's the beautiful part about this. If you can start making this transition, you start building these disciplines, doing on a daily basis, weekly basis, make the small changes, the light's going to start opening and getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And so I see it all the time in the health. One thing I teach people is how to do a shake every morning for breakfast within 30 minutes of getting up. Like, I don't eat breakfast. It's so hard. And I work with them. Let's do it. You want these goals. These are why you want these goals. You have the vision to become a better person. It starts with this little shake within 30 minutes of getting up and eating every 3 hours and drinking your water. And you love and encourage them. And this is what naturally happens. They maybe do 1 out of the 4 things I'm trying to build a foundation on. But when they do 1 of those 4 things that they've never done in their life, they start getting results. And when they start getting results, it naturally goes to, well, Josh mentioned if I start drinking half my weight in water, that I would have better results. And so now naturally they start drinking their shake or having breakfast within 30 minutes. They start drinking their water and they start getting better results. And they're not even doing it 100 miles an hour yet, right? They're not doing it to their full capacity. They're not doing it to their full potential. But they started making changes. And when they started making changes, things started becoming different for them. And when things start becoming different for people, they get excited. And when new excitement comes, they start thinking about the things that they could be doing. So what if you just start waking up 10 minutes earlier just to be thankful every single morning? What's naturally going to happen, you're going to put your day on a different trajectory than it is currently right now. And when you start doing that, you're going to start realizing, man, if I just got up 10 minutes earlier and this is starting to happen in my life, what if I got up 30 minutes earlier? Or what if I got up 10 minutes earlier and I found time later in the day to start reading these books that he's talking about? Now you start doing 2 things. Now your life's going on a different projection. You start seeing things differently. You start handling problems differently. You start seeing solutions differently. You start getting excited about life again. And it starts impacting the heart. So now those situations that used to get you so mad, those conversations, you start handling them differently. And now you're projecting a different person out to the people that know you. And guess what? When that happens, you become more valuable and you become more attractive to people. And when that happens, you can start making changes in other people's lives. And that's what I'm passionate about. I'm not passionate about people getting healthy. I want to see people get healthy. That's my job. That's what I do, right? It's fun. It's fun watching confidence grow in people when they take the disciplines and lose 15 pounds. It's the confidence I get excited about that they have a new life, not that they lost 15 pounds. Do you understand? Do you see where I'm coming from? It's important to understand that the same happens with you with any area of life. How you do anything is how you do everything. And if you start creating these small disciplines in your life, whether it's waking up earlier, whether it's reading a book, whether it's journaling, whether to be thankful, whether it's telling your spouse that you love them every single day, whether you feel like it or not, because love's not a feeling, and I'm finding that out, right? If you do that every single day, you will start becoming a different person. You're going to start feeling that. You're going to start believing those thoughts, because I promise you another lie will come in. And you're going to be fighting these limited beliefs and these lies for the rest of your life. And that's why this life is a race. It's a marathon. You got to fight the good fight. You got to build the disciplines like a fighter. You got to do the things that are necessary to get you stronger. And if you're not getting those things stronger, those lies get heavier and heavier and heavier and knock you down and knock you down and knock you down until you find somebody or you have the strength to say enough is enough and get up. And so I encourage you guys, and I wanted to share that tonight because that's a passion of mine. 6.5 years ago, I came across a verse that says, and he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I boast all more of my weakness, that his power may rest in me, because I was a person that was trying to do it all myself in a lot of different areas of my life, in my career, in my health, in my marriage. And he just said, look, relax, I got you. And that was enough to start making the mindset shift that fear didn't have to rule me no more, which allowed me to get up a little bit earlier, which allowed me to start building some disciplines in my life, that allowed me to start reading some books, that allowed me to start studying what personal development is. And if I can do it, you guys can do it, and I'm here to help you. So remember, it all starts with the small changes. It starts with the small changes of the way you think and whatever you're allowing to those thoughts, whatever you're allowing to power those thoughts in your head, right? Scripture is important to my life. I love my Lord, right? But there was a whole time in my life where I was saying that, but I wasn't in the Word, and I wasn't listening to Christian music, and I wasn't around other people who were believers. And so what happens? I'm doing my own thing, and my influences start influencing me up here, which is my heart. Now, one of my disciplines, I get up, I read some scriptures, I meditate, and it starts my whole day differently. I'm telling you guys, how you do everything is how you do anything. So if you're looking for better health, if you're looking for a better marriage, if you're looking to become a better parent, if you're looking to become move up in your career, your position, or make an impact in your community, it starts with small changes. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's not easy. It's not easy because there's going to be days where you're going to build some disciplines up for a few weeks, and then you're going to say, you know what, I feel good about myself. Contentment's going to set in. And when you get content, those lies, I got it. I'm good. I don't need to work on this no more. That's a lie. Be careful of that lie. That one's dangerous. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys got something out of this. I love hearing feedback from you guys. I love you guys when you call me and say, I don't agree with you. I love that too, because I'm always looking to learn and always grow. And who knows, as I continue learning and I continue growing, the light's going to continue to pop as well. And I may look back at this and say, you know what? I didn't quite agree with that either, Josh. But the truth of the matter is take everything in, soak it in, filter it out, and then become the best version of yourself on a daily basis. Hey, you guys have a great night. Have a great day. Whenever you listen to this, you guys take care.